that was a tough game to watch last night. First of all, I give all the credit to Marquette on the victory because they were clearly the better team that day, and Baylor was just off. The final score was Marquette 96, Baylor 70. The point difference in the game, 26 points off turnovers. Baylor had a 7-2 lead, and then they allowed a big run, and they could never recover. They scored 45 in the second half, but the problem is when you're down 26, you're not going anywhere. And Marquette scored 45 too. So, much better offense, but I want to break this down. Marquette shot 58.3% from the field, 35 for 60. Granted, some of those were transition points and points on turnovers. 12 for 25 on threes, 48%. That ain't going to cut it defensively. 14 for 15 on free throws. They had 22 rebounds, 23 assists, 12 steals, 4 blocks, 9 turnovers, 12 fouls. Which I think the officials were questionable for both sides in this game. And I think Marquette got away with a little bit more, but that's not the only reason why Baylor lost this game. So, I'm just saying that. Baylor shot 48.2%, 27 for 56, 9 for 24 on threes, 7 for 10 on free throws. Granted, you want 8 out of 10, but that's still a decent percentage. 30 rebounds. They had more rebounds in the game. And 12 of those are offensive, but problem is you only had 12 assists. And you only have 5 steals in the game. 0 blocks. But 20 turnovers. 16 in the first half. That's why they were down that much. Because every lead except 2 points at the time, at half, 24 of those, transition points. They only allowed, points on turnovers. After that, they only allowed 2 for the rest of the game. And 16 fouls. So, and Marquette did have it's 26, 30, 34 points off the bench. Baylor had only 10, 12, 14. That's another reason. And the starters got outscored, of course. So, yes, this is not bad. This is a bad look for Baylor right here. I know. But let's not overreact because, look, Gonzaga's dealt with this twice. Duke's even dealt with it against Purdue. And this game was very, very similar in the first half wise to that 2018 Wichita State game in Waco. I remember that one. 44-15 at half. That game was similar to the North Carolina game in a way from the NCAA tournament this past year. And the Kansas game of last year as well. So, yeah, that's just to name some games right there. Even in 2016 as well against Kansas, where it was 28 point difference. And the number one, the first team, Baylor team in men's basketball go number one in 2017. That seemed like the game too. So, and Marquette uses the same type of concept defensively in terms of pressure like a Texas Tech, a Texas, a West Virginia. So, we're going to learn from this. And the fan of the year has stated this. It's early on in the season. It's November. The season ain't over yet. And I know this is not good. But for every setback, there's a comeback. And remember, we blew out Villanova last year. They went to the Final Four. Granted, we were 100% healthy at the time. Now Marquette, they'll play Wisconsin. That's currently 5-2 next game, and they play North Carolina Central. They should win in at least North Carolina Central game. Wisconsin is a 50-50, and it's even on the road. They're even hosting that game. Then they go on the road to Notre Dame, and then they host number 7 Creighton. That's just the names of games. Of course, I already went over Baylor's schedule plenty of times, but next game is Gonzaga, which I will do a preview on that game. Then Tarleton State, then Washington State, then New Northwestern State, and then Nichols to finish out the non-con here before conference play. So I just want to break that down like I do on the dance floor. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get to 400 subscribers and more by the end of this year or sometime in the future. It does make sense why Marquette won this game too, in some areas. So, we'll be fine. Just chill. I mean,